intentions were to get up early this morning, go in the garage, and work on the Toyota, continue with the back half of the Toyota. But unfortunately, I got a little cold, respiratory infection, I don't know. So last night was kind of sleepless. I feel fine, but I'm coughing a lot and everything. But so that was my intention. So I was up half the night, so I didn't get up early. And then I remembered that I have to put an alternator on my wife's car, and I just put an alternator on the Honda. But see, my wife's car, it's charging and everything, but as you can see, the rust around it looks like a bearing failure, starting to fail, and it's making noise. So I don't want it to get stuck on the road or anything. So I'm gonna put an alternator on that, and then on the Honda, I just put an alternator on this not too long ago, but I just got to tighten up the belt a little bit. It squeaks a little bit when I first started up, so I just want to tighten up the belt. So while I'm in the alternator mood, I'll do that, and then back on the Toyota. On the Toyota. So I got to run to the auto parts, get an alternator once I take this alternator off. So the first thing I'm going to do, since there's electricity that goes through to the alternator, first thing I'm going to do is take the battery cable off so I don't short anything out. Make sure that doesn't pop back up. Alright, and then I got to take the belt off. So to take the belt off, I have to move the idler arm, or idler pulley, I should say. So I gotta push up on the idler pulley. Whoops, wrong way. Pull back on the idler pulley. Then just slide the belt off while I take the tension off. Some people call it a belt tensioner, idler pulley, either way. Alright, got that off. I'll take the connectors off. There's one connector here. Find a little squeeze on here. I'm gonna just take this one off. I'll take the bolts out of the alternator, then I can get to that one once I move the alternator. So I'm gonna just take this one off first, the hot wire. Find the right socket for that. Looks like a 10 millimeter. All right, got that loose. Take the nut off. Got that off. Now let's try to get these bolts out of the alternator itself. This may prove to be interesting, since this is the original alternator. I believe there's only 2 bolts. One here, and then one here. But let's see. A little tight. Not as bad as I expected. Why I didn't bring my battery ratchet out here, but time I go get it, I'll have this off. Pretty long bolt there. One more. And I'm trying to beat the rain. Keep the raining off and on. This one's a little tight. As I said, this is the original alternator, so I wouldn't expect anything less. Actually, temperature-wise, it's not too bad out here today. I think it's supposed to be 58 degrees today. But again, like I said, I got a cold, so I don't want to. That's why I'm wearing a hat and this heavy coat, because I don't want to get any sicker than I already am. All right, so now, oops, okay. I'm gonna take this off of here. 10mm bracket. Nut on there with a bracket to hold the wires on. Take this off. Easy peasy. Whoops. If I can keep the tools in my hand, good thing I don't work on a boat. Been at the bottom of the ocean right now. Okay. Let's see if we can get this out of here. Yeah, I'm knocking the camera all over the place. You need to go get a pry bar. Let's see if I can pry it with the ratchet. Oh, so close. There we go. Got it. So I just gotta squeeze the clip. It's supposed to come off. Again, it's been on there since 2016. Got it. So just basically squeeze that right there and wiggle it and it comes off. Alright, so got that out. I'm gonna pull the dipstick out so I don't break the dipstick and try to wiggle it past all this stuff and get it out. Not bad, not bad at all. Alright, so I'm going to tighten up the other belt on the Honda. Then I'll go get another alternator for it. Okay, see it's rusted right there. It's actually turning smoothly, but maybe when there's pressure on it. But it makes noise when the car is running. So we'll take this core. And this is expensive, pretty expensive little alternator. But again, I don't want my wife stuck on the side of the road, so we go ahead and replace it. Alright, so on the Honda, in order to tighten up the belt, there's a little adjuster screw right here. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but right there. But you got to loosen up the bolt. Trying to see if I can get a good shot. Can't get a good shot of it, but there's a bolt right here that you got to loosen up in order to tighten this bolt up to where it needs to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and hopefully we get rid of the squeal. Okay, so before I tighten the belt up, I want to start it up, see if it squeals so you can hear the difference. Hopefully it'll squeal. Let's see. Hear the squeal? Alright, so we'll tighten the belt up and see what happens. Okay, so for this job, I don't have to disconnect the battery because I'm not messing with any electrical connectors. So what I'm gonna do is loosen up this 12mm bolt, so that way I can I can loosen the adjuster up, which is a 10mm. All right, got it loosened up. Now let's tighten this up with a 10mm adjuster nut, or adjuster bolt. Just checking the belt, see how much tension I got on it. Don't want too much tension because then you'll be having bearing issues just like the one on the Toyota, on the Camry. I know I talked about two different Toyotas today. One is back half, that's in the garage, and then the Toyota Camry 2016. All right, so I got that. I think I got enough tension, so I'm gonna tighten up the 12mm bolts underneath. All right, let's go ahead and start it up and see if we got any squealing. All right, so got that tightened up. Clean the tools up, and then I'm going to go get the alternator for the Camry. Okay, so I got the new alternator. I learned something while I was there. One of the salesmen told me the reason it was rusty around here, not because the bearing was going bad, but this has a clutch in it. I don't know if you can see it, but the one I took off was real stiff. This one, when you turn it, you can feel slack in it. I don't know if I can demonstrate it like I want to, but there's a clutch in there. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let's see if I'm not gonna press on it hard because I don't want to damage anything. But see how I'm holding the shaft so it won't turn. But the clutch allows it to turn one way, but not the other. See, it won't go back this way. So I didn't know that, but never too old to learn anything. So now I'm gonna put the alternator on, and we should have no problems. I did start it without the alternator on there, and I didn't hear the noise, so I knew it was the alternator. So now I'm gonna put the alternator back on. There's a little slide nut. I didn't show it on camera, but I took a screwdriver and pried it a little bit. And I assume since this is a rebuilt alternator, when they rebuilt it, they didn't free up that nut, so it's still a little tight. Okay, so what I ended up doing, because I couldn't get it to go in place, because this was seized so it wouldn't slide, I put the bolt back in there, and then I just put it on my vise, but you can use any hard surface, and I banged it down. So now I just got to take this out, and it should go in with no problem. So let me take this off. You see how much easier it is? Look at that. Sleeve is not holding it back. Okay, so I got both bolts started, both mounting bolts. So Now I just gotta tighten them up. This time I got my my battery ratchet. Snug them both first. Alright, tighten them with the ratchet, with the regular ratchet. Make sure I got them tight. We don't want those bolts coming out. Yeah, I don't want to have to go picking up my wife, miss riding with my baby, because the bolts came out. Part of Team Fleming. Miss Team Fleming. Mrs. Alright, got those tight. I'll put the belt on. Alright, got the belt on. Now hook up all the wiring with one plug and then put the hot wire on after that. And we'll crank her up. Let me put the battery cable on. Alright, so now I'm gonna start it up and see if we hear any noises. I heard before. I think we're all good. Rev it up. Want to drive it around the block just to make sure? Another job well done. There's no noise from the alternator. We're good to go. Now it's time to get on to the next one.